Hello my friends, welcome to the anti-haul. This series is one I'm starting as a way for myself to find closure on all the fragrances I've tested that for one reason or another I'm not going to purchase. Every time I think that a fragrance is going to absolutely knock it out of the park for me, whether it be because of the notes or the perfumer or the house, whatever it may be, and it doesn't work out for me, there's obviously a sense of loss as well as a sense of relief that I'm not going to have to shell out all the bucks. But I need to find closure about it. So that's what this series is going to be about. It's also because I feel so proud of myself when I actually have the wherewithal to seek out a sample or test it in store rather than blind buying it, which I obviously never recommend anyone do, but I do quite frequently. But anyway, all of that aside, let's do it. The first one I'm going to start with is Van Cleef Arpels Bois Reese, and I'm actually wearing it today, which is what inspired me to want to do this series. I wanted to test this one out because I am on the hunt for that elusive, holy grail iris woody scent, and obviously Bois Reese, that sounds like it's going to just be right up my street. And it's nice, but it just doesn't quite hit the spot. I mean, I could go on a whole other tangent about the ridiculousness of looking for those holy grail fragrances, because maybe this is true for you too. The more I test, the more unlikely it is I'm gonna find something that fits all of my holy grail sockets or plug holes, I don't know. It's the paralysis of choice, right? The more I know, the more I don't know. I digress, that's neither here nor there. Bois Reese ticks all the boxes of what I thought I wanted this... Let me just wait for the train. I'm just in pursuit of this light, woody iris, and I'm not entirely sure what I'm looking for, except to say that I want it to be buttery and woody and powdery and rooty and carroty all at once, but without too much of any of those things. And all I can say is Bois Reese is very nice. It didn't epiphanize me. It didn't... You know, it just wasn't it. It feels just a bit like a nondescript woody iris. It's not irisy enough, and it's a little bit too woody for the thing that I'm looking for. So I would say if you're looking for a more woody, clean, easy to wear kind of fragrance, Bois Reese is nice. Just wasn't what I was looking for. Even as I'm smelling it now, it's nice. This is already into maybe 2 hours of the dry down, so more of that sweetly vanillic undertone is coming out, and it does bear similarity in a small way. I'm not saying they're in any way dupes at all. Can a fragrance from your own house be a dupe? No, right? My point being, there is some similarity to Orchidee Vanille in that powdery, lightly vanillic undertone. So again, I'm a broken record. It's nice. Not what I was looking for. This one is one I find incredibly beautiful, so atmospheric and evocative, but just not entirely wearable for me, and that is Snowy Owl from Zoologist. I actually have it on the strip here. This is really just a conceptual piece of artwork. It bears some resemblance to the Demeter fragrances like Snow and Thunderstorm. This really is all about a snowy owl. You feel the coolness, you feel the cold, you feel the wind, you feel the rootiness, the earth, you feel springtime coming. It's got mint, it's got iris. Me and the iris right now, I'm in a phase. You almost smell a little bit of that dirt. It's stunningly done. The nose behind this is Dawn Spencer Hurwitz. It's just something that's transportative and an artwork, really. But I won't be purchasing it because I would not wear this. I would want it for an introspective, meditative moment, perhaps, not to wear. So I will treasure my little sample. Maybe when this is out, I will get another sample just so I can have it and sniff it when I want that aromatherapeutic experience. So not purchasing this one. Beautiful, beautiful fragrance though. I would recommend getting a sample just to have the experience. But that is Zoologist Snowy Owl. I don't know why I'm showing this. Okay. Next one is Flora Botanica from Balenciaga. I have this little dabber thing. Let me just... These dabber things. They get all over your fingers, and now I'm gonna smell like this even though I don't necessarily want to. This is one that I had tried a while ago and initially didn't like it, but I thought I would let it sit and revisit it. And I forgot to revisit for a very long time. And Tammy, my girl Tammy, reminded me of this. So I figured I would pull it back out and give it a sniff. I can really appreciate the construction of this, but there's something in it that maybe I'm allergic to one of the aroma chemicals, or something about it doesn't work well with my olfactory senses. It makes me a little bit sick and it starts to get really, really present. And I think that it's not the fragrance itself, it's something about one of the aroma chemicals used that just does not jive with my body functioning. Right, so even now I really appreciate and I love the way it smells. I love that fresh mintiness and the hint of greenness from that cannabis note. I really love it. But I cannot wear it. So that's the reason I'm not going to purchase Flora Botanica, though I really wanted to love it because I love the bottle and I wanted to have the bottle in my collection. Alas. This one is another one that I revisited because of my wonderful fragrant chats with Tammy, and it is Guerlain's Angelique Noir. It's in another one of these dabber bottles that I hate, but what are you gonna do? So I had L'Instant de Guerlain for a time and initially really liked it until I started to pick up on a certain note, which I will not disclose in case any of you are going to try that fragrance and you haven't heard the comparison. I don't want to put it in your mind because when I heard the comparison, it was all I could smell after that. And I had to declutter L'Instant because associations just do not do well lingering in your mind that way. It's kind of like the sandalwood thing. I never picked up on the dill pickle note in sandalwood that a lot of people get. Once I found it in one, and that was SJP Stash. Once I smelled it, I couldn't unsmell it in almost every other sandalwood fragrance as well. So that's a real letdown because I love sandalwood. Those things get into your head, man. Anyway, this smells too much like L'Instant and therefore too much like the offending note that I can't unsmell. I really like it, and because I have such a tenuous relationship with vanilla, and the Guerlain vanillas are always ones that work well for me, it was a disappointment to have to let that and subsequently this go, but there you have it. Angelique Noir from Guerlain. The last one I have for today is Atelier Cologne's Love Osmanthus. I love an osmanthus note. I was looking for something along the lines of the discontinued fresh fragrance called Sake that has a beautiful musky osmanthus. That was my signature for a while, and it just worked really well with my skin chemistry. I know that other people have said that it has a feeling of cat piss on their skin. To me, it wasn't that. It was just a beautiful musky cloud, and I've been looking for an osmanthus along those lines and hoped that this would be it, but it isn't. And interestingly enough, in here I get that cat pissy vibe. It has more citrusy sharpness. It's kind of even leaning a little bit toward D&G light blue, which I don't particularly enjoy. So that was a disappointment in that I'm still looking for something like fresh sake. So if you guys have any recommendations on what that might be, let me know. I'm gonna wait for the train before I do my outro. Why am I still smelling this? So that's it for today. Just a little quick roundup of things that I'm actually kind of relieved to be able to check off my list. My wallet's happy. Proud of myself for actually having the foresight to procure samples rather than adding to carts and blind buying just willy-nilly as I am wont to do. But starting this series will hopefully also give me more incentive to seek out samples rather than engaging in said risky behavior. I hope you guys enjoyed this little format. Let me know if you've tried any of these fragrances. Do they make it onto your buy or no buy? What have you been anti-hauling? You can follow me over on Instagram at _rubyzion_ and we can chat a little bit more over there. Thanks for watching and spending a little bit of time with me today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.